Hi, I'm Nate Biddle, and this is VR on the Web. Hey everyone, welcome back to Metaverse update number 5. Today I just want to talk about a few things. One is warehouse scale VR. The other is VR as a training tool for companies and sports and things like that. And then the third is just a study that came out of the University of Santa Cruz regarding time compression in VR. So let's just hop right in. So as far as VR arcades, what actually made me want to talk about that was an announcement from about a month ago that I recalled, where Oculus pointed out that they're increasing the boundary maximum size for the Guardian, and they increased it from 10 to 15 meters. So now you can do up to a 15 meter by 15 meter space for the Oculus Guardian, which makes larger scale VR experiences, much more accessible. And we may see that continue to happen further with further software updates by Oculus. Maybe the boundary size will continually increase, and maybe people will eventually have shared spaces, physical spaces in the real world, where they can go and utilize their Oculus headsets to just enjoy experiences that otherwise they wouldn't have space for, at home in their bedroom or something along those lines. So warehouse scale VR would be something that's even larger than the 15 by 15, and right now it's mostly sort of like arcade type experiences. I went to one in Woburn, Massachusetts, which is about 50 minutes from me. I went there pre-COVID, and it was very compelling. You're in a humongous room, and then I did a few experiences. One was survival mode for like zombies, similar to COD zombies. Another one was similar to Halo. You're on a spaceship and you have to, defeat some hordes of monsters, and then there's a boss fight. And then the third was sort of world bending, reality bending alien adventure where you do a maze where the laws of physics don't really apply. And they made really good use of illusions, such as gradual changes in the level of the ground that you're perceiving to give the illusion of a ramp, and stairs and things like that. And then additionally, they made really good use of turns within the environment so that you wouldn't even really notice you're turning. Maybe you're just turning into a room you're turning right or left in a hallway on your spaceship, and so you don't even realize that you're in, I would say, probably 40 to 50 feet by 40 to 50 feet was the size of the room. And, I didn't even notice it. I never really noticed I was in the room. For me, I was completely immersed. We were wearing sort of these Ghostbuster type backpacks, essentially an Alienware computer on our back. And we had, guns, fake guns that were real in the virtual reality world. And had a lot of fun there. Went with my friends. Unfortunately, due to COVID, they closed down. They were partnered with Zero Latency VR. I think that Zero Latency is still providing software to a bunch of companies, but Mindtrek VR, from what I understand, is closed down now, at least temporarily. COVID took out a lot of companies. I think Mindtrek was one. My favorite theater in the area was another. My favorite pizza place. But anyway, that aside, warehouse VR is super fun. There's some places opening in New Jersey. I'll share an article with that for any New Jersey residents who might be seeing this. Additionally, regarding esports, I think warehouse VR is going to be huge. VR arenas I think are going to be awesome. There's one that I'm familiar with because a coworker of mine told me about it. It's called Eva, and it has this number of locations in France, and it's a franchise. So if you want to open your own, go to the site. I'll include a link to the site, eva.gg, franchise.eva.gg. But that's also really compelling. It looks a lot like the Mindtrek VR experience I had, but it's sort of multiplayer where you can battle each other, and they're all wearing backpacks. But I think that as Oculus Quest software updates increase the boundary size, the guardian size, that we may see it become more accessible, so that VR arenas might be able to be used by normal people. Maybe there will be shared spaces, and additionally, the cost of opening them will lower, because right now, with you have to pop an Alienware computer on your backpack. That's 2,000 or something per. In addition to the headsets and all the other peripherals, like your mock guns and stuff like that, you're going to have to you have to pay quite a premium to open something like that. But it'll be really cool to see those spread, and warehouse VR spread in general. And I think it's going to be hugely used for recreation, but it's not just recreation. We'll also see it with training. Two companies that I'm sort of following are Wrap Technologies and Strive VR. Wrap Technologies is actually on the NASDAQ. Their mission is to create advanced technologies for public safety. They have some training programs for law enforcement, which I think is a really great thing.
Public safety in the 21st century faces many challenges. Current policing methods are under tight scrutiny. Advocacy groups are calling for drastic reform, and communities across the country are demanding solutions. For police officers to meet both the expectations of their job and their community, we need to reimagine the tools and training available to them. Wrap Technologies offers creative solutions to these complex issues, from novel equipment to help first responders quickly and safely de-escalate situations at a distance, to cutting-edge virtual reality training. We empower public safety officials to effectively protect and serve their communities. Our purpose is clear. We're helping good police officers be better, because with better solutions come better outcomes and a safer, more unified community.
The ability to mimic a high-tension situation where decision-making has to be done in the blink of an eye sometimes. Virtual reality is a great medium for that because of the immersion, in addition to the ability to create experiences that are more on par with those that might be encountered in the real field. So that's a company that I'll be following. I'll probably be investing in the stock. I think that's a really great thing. There'll probably be competitors, but I'm very supportive of utilizing virtual reality to increase, ability and efficacy for within any field, not just law enforcement, but within any field. And then Strive VR is the other company that I've kind of been keeping up to date on. That's a virtual reality sports training company. What they have is, in a similar vein to Wrap Technologies, you can create immersive experiences that mimic real life plays. For example, let's take football, for example. It could be football or basketball. Virtual reality would be a great tool for them to practice quick decision making in specific scenarios on the field or on the court without risking bodily injury. Take, a quarterback or a running back, and anyone really. You can practice moving routes, you can practice different plays that your coaches come up with, and you can specify the parameters of the situation so that a person can do, rep after rep after rep without the time commitment of everyone involved, and then additionally location independent. So someone could do rep after rep in their room, and it would be not equivalent, but it would be much closer than through just watching film. It would be much closer to what they'd encounter on the real field if they're in a virtual reality scenario where they're actually on the field and they have to make those decisions. So, in addition to the recreational capabilities and for things like esports, training is going to be a huge part, I think, of the metaverse and XR in general. And there's all sorts of experiences already popping up and already thriving in the market. So that's really cool. Last thing I wanted to just talk about was a study that I read about time compression in VR. And time compression is when the perceived amount of time for a thing occurring doesn't match the actual amount of time. Oftentimes, it is when you feel something has been a shorter experience than it actually was. So, at the University of Santa Cruz, a student did a study involving 49 participants, and what they did was they had the participants randomized into what order they do these things in, was to watch or was to do a maze on a traditional monitor and then do a maze in virtual reality. And it was randomized if you do the monitor one first or the virtual reality one first, and then the other one second, respectively. So when they were doing this maze, they were asked to report when they think 5 minutes has gone by. And what was found was that for those who did the virtual reality version first, on average, they reported 5 minutes has gone by 72.6 seconds after 5 minutes has actually gone by. So they reported at 6 minutes 12.6 seconds that it had been 5 minutes. And this was not the case for the monitor. The monitor, those who did the monitor first were close to reality. And additionally, what was found is if you did the monitor first, then your reporting of the virtual reality experience was similar, and wasn't that higher estimation. And the study authors, they theorize and propose that may be because if you do the monitor version first, you then bring that previous data, the estimation of 5 minutes from the monitor version, you bring it into the virtual reality version, and you just base your 5 minutes on that, at least in part. So that was published in the Journal of Timing and Time Perception. I'll include a link to that below. That's a public article, so you can read the entire thing if you want to see the full details. And I just thought that was really cool. The implications of that are yet to be seen, but I think that over time, the different biological effects of virtual reality on the human brain and on perception are going to be studied more and more. And I'm excited to see where things go. Learning about safety of VR experiences over time is going to be really important. And different methodologies possibly for decreasing motion sickness and just making overall experiences better and more tolerable and for longer amounts of time. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. I'll be back next week with Metaverse update number 6. If you enjoyed the video, give me a like. If you haven't subscribed already, I'd greatly appreciate a subscription. Click the bell for notifications if you want them. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.